And I know from a pattern that there's a huge drug operation that's going on that services the idiots that come down to Panama City Beach.
Statewide criminal history check and receive results back to veterans.
Did you know that computer crimes take many forms? From malware to identity theft, SecureFlorida.org offers tips to keep you safe. Have a strong password with a combination of and simple. Make sure your firewall is turned on and keep your antivirus software updated. For more information, visit SecureFlorida.org. Please stay on the line. Your call is important to us. I'm Adrian Lewis, Senior Management Analyst in the FPLE Inspector General's Office. FPLE members work hard to maintain the highest standards in law enforcement, developing and employing the latest skills and techniques. FPLE has earned triple accreditation by the National Commission on Accreditation for Law Enforcement Agencies, the Commission for Law Enforcement Accreditation, and the American Society for Crime Lab Directors. To learn more about the accolades we earned, visit our website at fple.state.fl.us. FPLE's website puts public safety information at your fingertips. By visiting us at www.fple.state.fl.us, you can obtain a criminal history, check for sexual... Office of Investigation, how may I help you?
How are you doing? Who am I speaking to of Office of Investigations, please?
My name is Kelly.
Kelly what, please? Your last...
Mackenzie?
Mackenzie, how you doing, Kelly McKenzie? As of December 8th, 2014, I am trying to get something done. Is this the office of Geraldine Bailey, Commissioner?
Commissioner Gerald Bailey, yes.
How you doing? What I'm trying to do is I am trying my best to try and make it to where citizens can live in peace in their home. And what has happened is people have been terrorized, threatened by the cops. Do you ever hear them super loud car stereos in Pensacola?
Yes, sir.
Okay, now I'd like to know something. I would like to know why it is the Florida Department of Law Enforcement hasn't arrested every one of these punks. And if you like, I'll give you all the felonies of these boom car punks.
Well, sir, I can explain to you right now why we haven't arrested any of them. The Florida Department of Law Enforcement is not a first responder agency. The type of arrest that you're talking about would be done by local law enforcement, the police department or sheriff's office. The Florida Department of Law Enforcement does not pull over cars for loud music.
So in other words, you don't ever arrest cops. You don't arrest dirty cops. Is that what you're telling me?
Well, that's not what you said.
No, I'm asking you specifically. Do you arrest cops that are doing racketeering under 895 of the Florida statutes, doing a federal felony under United States Code Title 18, 241, 242, which is $10,000 fine, 10 years in prison?
Okay, sir, but that's not what you asked. You asked why we had not arrested Pensacola drivers that were driving around with loud music in their cars. In regards to law enforcement officers that are committing crimes, Florida law states that employing agencies for those law enforcement officers are the ones that have to have jurisdiction on investigating this, whether it be criminal or administrative. So if you have a complaint against a police officer in Pensacola, you would have to file that complaint with the Internal Affairs section of that agency that he's employed with. Do you have a specific officer that you'd like to file a complaint against?
Okay, sir, I'm doing a verbal complaint over the phone right now.
But you're not speaking to the correct law enforcement agency unless you have...
Okay, let me ask you something, Miss McKenzie. Do you all have arrest abilities where the Florida Department of Law Enforcement can come down and put the handcuffs on the racketeering cops that are protecting these boom car punks that are destroying the peaceful Americans' rights to live in peace?
No, sir, we don't, like I said, if you have a complaint against an officer, it's the employing agency's responsibility to investigate that officer first.
So if the employing agency decides to protect this dirty cop, nothing gets done. Just like...
Then your next step would be to contact the state attorney's office in your region.
Just like... Oh, you talking about Glenn Hess? Is he deaf? He doesn't hear any super loud car stereos going up and down the road at the 14th Judicial Circuit? Now, if I had gone to the state attorney's office in my area, Glenn Hess is the state attorney, okay? And nothing has been done. I've gone to the sheriff's department, Florida Department, Bay County Sheriff's Department. I've talked to I think it's a Barbara Bell of the Bay County Sheriff's Department. I have gone to the Panama City Police Department. Scott Irvin is the police chief. Laura Olson is the assistant for the police chief. Nothing has been done. There's a protection racket that's going on, and it seems to me they make it awful hard for dirty cops to be arrested. Poor Anna Beach is in the grave because of Mark Bamia had a protection racket going on and murdered Anna Beach. Why don't you look at the Florida Department of Law Enforcement website where he's in jail for the rest of his life in the Florida Department of Law Enforcement. Mark Bamia murdered Anna Beach because Parker police had a protection racket going on because he was stalking this girlfriend. Okay? Am I next? So I get murdered because all I'm trying to do...
Can I get your name, please?
I'm known as Jim Bikeman. I'm a lifelong orphan. I call myself Jim Bikeman. I don't need no permission from anybody. I've never had a mother, father, sister, brother, aunt, or uncle, so I call myself Jim Bikeman. Now here...
What's your real last name?
I go by Jim Bikeman, okay?
Okay.
Alright, now here's the thing. I'm doing this on a class action complaint, miss. I want the Florida Supreme Court people who sided with Richard Catalino on the boom car punks. I want the Florida Supreme Court people all arrested for aiding and abetting American terrorists. That's under 876 of the Florida statutes. It is the duty. I want the Bay County Sheriff arrested, Frank McKeithen. I want Scott Irvin arrested for a criminal enterprise protection racket.
You don't need to be shouting at me.
I'm desperate, miss.
Your problem, and I'm trying to get...
I'm desperate. I'm desperate. I'm sick and tired of hearing these super loud car stereos going up and down the road. I was threatened in my own home by a officer striker, the Panama City Police Department. I'm sick. I'm over 60 years old. It is a felony. It is a felony to terrorize anybody who's over 60 years old, who's an elderly citizen, and that is a hate crime. Okay? I've already given you enough, miss. Let me just give you the statutes of these felonies, these boom car punks. Okay, 80610 is interference with emergency vehicles. Are you still there?
Yes, sir.
Please write this down. 874 is criminal gang signaling instrumentalities. When the concussion of the speakers breaks uninvited into somebody's home, that is 18102 of the Florida statutes. 932 contraband, the cops can take away every one of their vehicles permanently. They can declare them as terrorists under 876 of the Florida statutes.
Well, I don't believe that by having your music loud in your car would be considered terrorism, sir.
Let me ask you something. So you don't believe citizens? You don't think...
No, I said...
Do I have a word? No, I've done my... Okay, can I ask you something? How long have you been with the Florida Department of Law Enforcement?
20 years.
Okay, you took an oath to support and defend the Florida Constitution. Am I correct on that?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, sir, I have.
Thank you very much. Article 2, Section 7 of the Florida Constitution says unnecessary noise will not be tolerated.
I don't disagree with you on that, sir.
So in other words...
And I understand that you're having issues, but, you know, and I would like to try to help you with those, but, you know, I think that the roads that you've taken thus far have you've done the right thing. You've filed formal complaints with the police department and the sheriff's office. Is that correct?
Just as, to me, a formal complaint, if I'm talking over the phone, and they go, hold on a minute, please, miss. Now, wait a minute.
Getting anywhere with
That's right. arrested, but I can't have them arrested? They can call and have me arrested? Guy Tennell, who used to, remember Guy Tennell?
Yes, sir. I know exactly who that is.
That's right, he used to be the commissioner of Florida Department of Law Enforcement, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay, from Panama City, Florida. August 20th, 1999, he had me arrested in my home because I was complaining about a loud nightclub by the name of Thunderbirds. March 13, 1999, I was arrested and thrown in jail by the Bay County Sheriff's Department, and I tried to force a jury trial, and the public pretenders robbed me of a jury trial. Every time I've ever tried to get a jury trial, they robbed me of a jury trial.
Well, sir, I'm not going to continue this conversation.
What do you mean? Wait a minute. I want to talk to, I want to talk, Miss McKenzie. I want to talk.
Explain to you how I think that you need to proceed.
What you're saying is, let me ask you something. Let me ask you something. No, wait a minute, let me ask you something. Do you have arrestabilities of cops? Florida Department of Law Enforcement in Tallahassee?
Yes, sir.
Okay, I want Frank McKeithen arrested. I want Scott Irvin arrested. Bay County Sheriff's Department.
With proof of evidence of unlawful behavior.
Okay, what kind of proof do you need? What kind of proof do you need?
Whatever proof you have, sir.
Okay.
Provide it to
All right,
us.
okay. Number one, I'm assuming that Frank McKeithen, the sheriff, is able to hear, or does he have a hearing, somebody to hear for him? Okay, now Scott Irvin is able to hear. They've heard these super loud car stereos going up and down the road. I even talked to a Detective Johnson of the Panama City Police Department, and he said they weren't arrestable. I said, are you saying this under perjury right now? I said, I'm putting you...
That would be, also, like I said, you said with the state attorney's office, they are actually the prosecuting authority that would say whether or not they would prosecute.
Right, and guess what? Miss McKenzie, okay? Let me tell you the attitude of the state's attorney's office. There's a fine, upstanding United States captain by the name of Kevin Wood, because he was advocating for citizens. They put a trespass warning against him that he could not go to the Bay County Courthouse because he knew exactly where to look. Call the number 850-785-3768.
Yes, I'm aware of that. Like I said...
You're aware of what? What are you aware of?
I'm aware of the information that you told me just now.
That's right, so I'm giving you the phone number, 850-785-3768. He'll document. He was a United States captain of the Air Force, not of the Army, not of the Marines, not of the Navy, the highest kind of captain that you have. Okay? And he tried to document corruption. Now it seems to me like you've already said Florida Department can arrest. So in other words, I can't have enough proof. I've given you the statutes of these super loud car stereos that you can arrest them.
But you would have to provide us in writing where these officers have done something criminally, what you're saying to me is that you're just saying that they're not arresting these people that are playing loud music in their cars. And your word alone is not something that we would go and do something on. You would need...
In other words, can I ask you a question? Why is it that when one so-called person gets lost, or this so-called sexual predator thing, or,